then I can proceed further. Anybody from the participants? Yes, sir. Okay. Okay. So, the topic on which I will be delivering the presentation today is related to the emerging issues and challenges in AI. Now, when we are talking about issues and challenges in AI, there are different aspects of this. Uh, First of all, what and why do we actually need AI? And once we have got that, we have got up to a certain level of satisfaction resulting in the accuracy or something. Now, why there is a need to address the issues which has been raised due to the AI. But before we start, if you see this, I'll show you one video. One second, let me just check. Yeah, it's now there. Now, why I showed you this video, because this is actually a tunnel which was being which was being, what you can say, being created, and it was in Bharat Sarangi. Now the thing is, it got collapsed. But the question is, do we need data analysis, or actually we need over here? Do we need data analysis, or just we need the thing over here to get it? For example, uh, the artificial intelligence is really required or not? Just give me a second. Let me just check whether this is working properly or not. Just give me a minute. Why am I writing by default? Yeah, now it's working. So the question is, why this data analysis and artificial intelligence? What is the exact difference between them? If you have observed over here, people were standing and they were simply recording the videos. That means they know that the tunnel is going to collapse. Now the question is, even if they know the tunnel is going to collapse, why the people did not took anything beforehand, like, okay, it is going to collapse, so we should take a preventive measure so that the less destruction will happen. So the question lies in what exactly you're doing. You are doing the data analysis, or you're using AI. And actually, do we need AI, or just the analysis part will help us? So analysis means the event when it has already occurred. Suppose you are at here at the present in 2024, and you're reporting that back in the year 1992 there was a financial fraud. There was a financial fraud which took place in 1992. When you're in 2024, that means some event which has already occurred. If the event has already occurred, the pressure has built, it is going to collapse. That means the pressure has already been built up on this bridge, on this tunnel, so it will collapse. So the thing is, by analyzing the data, if we see that, that means the pressure is already there. That is data analysis. If I say that in the future the data will be the pressure will be increasing, or the load will be increasing on the tunnel, that is something about the future. If I say that in by 2025 the pressure will increase and it will collapse, that is about the future. But the pressure which has already been done, that means it's about the past. If you look at this data, It's actually whenever we are having a tunnel, we place a sensor over here. This is known as crown. This is left crown and this is a right crown. It's actually usually around 45 degree place it is being placed. Okay, and this is at the middle. So if you see over here, this is about the crown. That means about the center one, the load cell. It is the pressure is on the weight is on the basis of uh, tons. So you see in January 23, it already showed that the load has increased. By February, it was found that the load is continuously increasing. In April, it took another jump over here, and then you see over here sudden peak was achieved in the year in during 16 June 23 before the collapse. After that, the pressure went up again. So even if you are analyzing the data and you find that there is a trend over here, that means I'm not predicting anything. I am just analyzing it. So by analyzing, I have said that okay, the pressure is increasing. The precaution should be taken. Same way, this is about the right and the left crown, which I have told. So in all the places, you see the pressure is increasing. Pressure is always increasing. Now the question is, why we are talking about data analysis, why we are talking about AI, why we are talking about deep learning, why we are talking about data science, why do we talk about machine learning, and whether all these terms are same or different. The reason is what exactly it is. So when we are talking about the, if you see the broad category, it is like you have a data science. Inside this, you have data analysis, you have AI, you have machine learning, and you have deep learning. So it's kind of overlapping, but data analysis is separate. So if I say artificial intelligence, that means a kind of robot you're talking about, where we try to induce human type of intelligence into the machine or the code or the robot. Data science means you are analyzing the data, you are finding a trend, you are trying to predict something from a business perspective. That is data science. From a business perspective, you are analyzing the data. AI means you're introducing intelligence in a robot. Now, what is data analysis? Data analysis means you have a huge volume of data, the events which has already occurred, you're looking into it and trying to find out the pattern or the trend inside that. So this is about the past. Machine learning says that you don't have to explicitly you don't have to explicitly write the code. Okay. DL means deep learning means human kind of what you can say intelligence, which resembles the nervous system of a human being, that should be incorporated. So these are the terms which are there. But the question is, why in the year 2024, or let's say since 2012, people actually started discussing in India in industries and all. Since 2012, why these terms means picked so much space? Why everybody is moving towards AI, deep learning, and all? So first of all, these things are not same; they are different. The machine learning algorithm, these definitions were given long back in the year 2000. In the year 1950s or 1960s. The question is, if these algorithms which are there, which were defined long back, after 50 years, why they are not stabilized? Okay, why we have to say that every time we need a new training data? The reason behind this is In the year 1950 or the earlier, we didn't had huge volume of data. We didn't had huge volume of data to train the model. Like nowadays, if you see even the SBI Bank, State Bank of India, if you go over there and say online, if you try to download your passbook, which was let's say 3 years or 4 years back, you won't be able to allow. It just allows you for 3 years of data, 2 years of data only. You just imagine the volume which till on this day you're just keeping 2 years of data, the SBI. Earlier, they used to keep it in hard prints. Later on, they used to use computers, but they used to keep only data for 1 month. After that, they used to take the backup and delete the files. So, what I want to point out over here is earlier the data were not available. Later on, the data when it got available, people started using it and deploying different types of models. Now, let's say over here in 2012, there was a prediction from Gartner that by the end of the year 2018, everybody will be carrying two electronic devices. Everybody will be carrying two electronic devices. Now, the question is if you have observed, actually, we were carrying either a mobile phone or a laptop or two SIMs or two mobile phone, a smartwatch and a phone. So there are two electronic devices we are actually using it. So every device is generating a huge volume of the data. There was another report which said that in the year 2012, last 2 years data were 90% of the entire data. That means if you see, this is year, okay, this is 2012, let's say 1995 I'm taking, and this is the digital data. I'm not talking about the data, the digital data. The data which is getting generated from your mobile phones, from your laptop and all. So that is digital data. Now, if you see over here, 1995 and 2012, 90% of the data is said it's generated in last 2 years. That means you just see the rate at which it is growing. So that is actually I'm talking about velocity. Over here, I'm talking about volume. Like I'm not sure whether you have seen that or not. Earlier, there was something as Orkut. Orkut means it was a social media platform, but it went extinct in the year 2010 or 12. I think I'm not sure. I think in 12 they dropped the idea. It was from Google, where people started dumping the data. You just imagine SBI Bank is limiting you to just keep your 2 years of data online. But the thing is, the other cases like social media platform, Instagram, Facebook, GitHub, you can dump any amount of data you want. There's no restriction in that. So the first V is volume. That is first, the huge volume of data. Second one is velocity, the rate at which the data is growing. And the third one is variety. Now, what does variety means? Variety means that this is the third V, which means that your system should be allowed to store any kind of data, irrespective whether that format is available today or any other format which might come in future. So why I'm saying this is because the data which you are having, okay, like in case of RDBMS, relational database management system, in case of RDBMS, people were were not having any particular data type to store images or videos. For example, people were not allowed to store images. So later on, they introduced a term which was known as binary large objects, blob. So that means they had to change it. Your RDBMS, your Oracle and all, MySQL, they had to change it. Blob. So not blob, it's blob. Okay. So this is the third way. So if any data which has these three V's are known as big data, is known as big data. So at least these three V's should be there. So when the huge volume of data was introduced, later on, people started to use it for applying these algorithms which were earlier there. See, if you remember, in 2002, a single pen drive, if you miss the one which I purchased, it costed me around 3,500 rupees. 3,500 rupees, a single pen drive of 256 MB. 256 MB of pen drive costed me 3,500 rupees. Nowadays, if you try to get a 256 MB of pen drive, first of all, you will not get it. That you'll see pen drive of 16 GB, 32 GB, 64 GB, 128 GB, you can just get in 400 or 800 or 1200 rupees. That means the hardware cost has gone down. Earlier, the SSD were expensive. Now you see you can get 1 terabyte of SSD in just 3,500 rupees. Internal hard disk I'm talking about. So the what I want to make a point is it's not like the AI is taking a boom. It's a very old. The thing is earlier the storage cost was very high. Later on, because of this big data and all, the storage cost went down. Sorry, the storage cost went down. And since the storage cost went down, people started dumping the data and then it came as big data. So once it came as big data, now you have algorithms which were already there. Now you're applying the models. So it's not like this is a new thing. This is a pretty old thing. But only thing was that were mathematically given. There were no models to train on that. Now, if you just see this, what happens in 16 seconds over internet? So if you see, there are 251 million emails are sent every 60 seconds. 138 million reels are played on Facebook and Instagram. 138 million in just 60 seconds. YouTube 3 crore 40. It's 34 lakh 72,000 YouTube video news are there. 18.8 million text messages are sent. Siri answers 10 lakh 41,000. People has 5.9 million Google searches are there. Netflix at any time 3 lakh 62,962 hours of contents are uploaded. TikTok is there. Google AI Gemini is there. Now you just see in just 60 seconds how much bandwidth, how much data are getting consumed or generated. So people are generating data, even the log files. They are very expensive, right? The log files are very expensive. So over a period of time, what I want to say is when the hardware cost went down, people started dumping the data. Then computational cost went down. People started applying large models. Now the data is getting generated from all of the world, from different places. So if you this huge volume of data is coming to you, now how you are going to analyze them? That's the important question. Okay. Now let's see. If you talk about AI in terms of industries and societies, see, now people have started applying AI in all the fields. Let's say healthcare. So AI algorithms analyze vast amount of medical data to diagnose diseases or let's say predict patient outcomes. like the Addenbrookes Hospital in Cambridge or the Microsoft's inner eye system. It actually helps you to what it is scan and give you prostate cancers. Okay, so it actually these AIs are being used so that your time, which is being wasted at the center, that gets resolved. In transportation, people are using AI to autonomous vehicles. Like if I'm going, even if I'm using Google, it shows me the path, right? It shows me the path. This much time it will take. That much time it will say. Now suddenly there was an app which says that if you're traveling at this particular time, you should take into the consideration. For example, I'm going from my home to airport. It's let's say 60 kilometers. So if I'm traveling on Friday 5 p.m., it used to tell me that you should take 3 hours in your hand so that it might get huge traffic. So people are using in this thing. In education, people are using this IBM Watsons, which actually it was actually from the Georgia Institute, Georgia Tech. What this IBM Watson did is it is actually helping the students to solve their assignments and with very high accuracy. So these assignments are being solved by the students using this IBM Watson. Now let's talk about this was the thing when the AI and all got generated. Now the question is, what will happen to data privacy and security? If you have any questions, anything, you just let me know. I'll stop. If you have any questions, any suggestions, anything queries if you have. You just put in the chat, I will come sometimes and check it. Now, if you talk about the data privacy and security, there was a scandal, and that was a Cambridge scandal which took place. Now, the thing is, like AI systems requires large data sets, and these data sets actually raises concerns related to the privacy. So the challenge was to protect the data privacy while ensuring that artificial intelligence is effective. Now, there was a case in which actually Facebook got sued and he was fined, the Facebook organization. So, in 2010, the actually the what you can say the Cambridge Analytica. Okay, but before that, let me just put you like what exactly the issue was. Issue is so the AI systems, especially those using machine learning and vast amount of data, which actually trains the model effectively. So these data often includes personal and sensitive informations. So those information, the personal informations, which can lead to privacy concerns if it is not handled properly. So the challenge was the balancing the need for large data set with the necessity of individual privacy is a significant challenge, which ensures that the data is anonymized, encrypted, and used ethically. Now, the thing is, using this, the concern which we are talking about, actually, it happened. There was an app which is known as This is Your Digital Life. This is Your Digital Life. So, in the Cambridge Analytica, which was actually a British consulting firm, it got some data from millions of Facebook users without their consent. Got the data. And this data was collected through the application, which I said, This is Your Digital Life, and developed by a scientist whose name was Kogan. Now the thing is, he developed an app which pulled the data from different means from different users and all from the Facebook he gathered. So the app gathered data and not only from the users who took the survey, like who said that okay, I will give you the sensor, I'll post to you, I allow you, but it actually took the data even from their friends who were there on the Facebook. So, which results in a collection of data of around 87 million profiles. And I'm talking about this is something 2010. So, It calculated and it got around 87 million profiles. And he kept on doing, they kept on doing. Later on, in 2016, during US presidential election strip and the referendum during that, these data were used for political advertising. So in 2016, the election, the digital era played a very pivotal role. And because of this, the scandal highlighted the risk of data misuse. Because when the data was pulled, there were some private data things which were also leaked for this particular period. So the thing is, all these things significantly lead to public uh, scrutiny. Facebook were fined and had to implement stricter data privacy measures. So this is just the one example where actually the AI was used to predict something, but at what cost? Whether your personal information is being misused or something. Then there's another, what you can talk about if I talk about the challenges, there's something as algorithmic bias and fairness. There is a tool known as Amazon's AI recruiting tool. Now I'll tell you the issue with this. The AI systems actually learns from all the algorithms learn from historical data which can contain biases reflecting societal prejudices. When these biases are embedded in training data, AI algorithm can perpetuate and even amplify them and giving unfair outcomes. Now, there was a challenge to detect and mitigate these biases. Now, why I'm taking this example? See, identifying and addressing bias in AI system is crucial to ensure fairness. So this involves developing techniques to detect bias, creating diverse and representative training data sets. For example, this Amazon's AI recruiting tool in 2014, actually Amazon began developing this AI tool to automate the recruitment process. The goal was to create a system that could review resumes and rank candidates from 1 to 5 stars. Okay, so see, every it's not possible that at the resume, every all the resumes you can check. So there were millions and millions of resumes. So they designed the system, they automated the process based on AI. Now, this AI tool was trained on resumes submitted to Amazon over 10 years of time. So based on that data set, they got to know that okay, this person was good if it has having this kind of resume. Now the thing is, since the tech industry is predominantly male, most of the places, and the majority of these resumes came from men. When the system was learning, what happened was AI system learned to favor male candidates over female candidates. That was a specific gender bias which the model did in this Amazon's AI recruiting tools. And this specific bias, it actually the tool downgraded resumes that included the word women's, such as women's rugby team, and penalized the graduates from all women colleges. Even the male, if he's from the women college, his rank was reduced or the marks were given were very, very less. So, in this particular case, despite efforts to neutralize these biases, Amazon actually scrapped this project in 2017 because they couldn't guarantee the tool's gender neutrality. So it's not the human beings who are gender biased, even the AI models, if the data are not given properly, they too can be gender biased. And this example actually highlights the importance of addressing bias in AI system to prevent discriminatory practices. Recently, there was an interview from a person, I forgot the name. He said that what AI does, okay, that's fine. It uses activation function, it introduces non-linearity, everything is fine. Loss function, cost function, weight update, back propagation, everything is fine. But what happens exactly? Still this date, when it introduces a non-linearity, how that feature is calculated, nobody knows. Till this date. Now, let's talk about another challenge, the transparency and explainability. There's something as Watson Health. So the issue is that many AI models operate as black boxes with opaque decision making process. Now, the thing is, like the models, particularly deep learning models, often functions as black boxes, but actually means that the internal working are not visible or understandable to users. So this opacity makes it difficult to understand how these models arrive to their decisions. Now, the challenge is to build trust and ensure accountability. It's essential to develop AI systems that are transparent and whose decision making process can be easily understood. So there is something known as explainable AI models that provides clear, interpretable explanation of their inputs. It's very clear. So the use of explainable AI in healthcare, if we talk about, so the AI-driven diagnostic tools can significantly enhance the accuracy and efficiency of medical diagnosis. However, the lack of transparencies in these tools can hinder their adoption by healthcare professionals who need to understand and trust the AI recommendations. But explainable AI aims to address this issue by making the decision making process of AI models more transparent. For instance, let's say an AI system used for diagnosing the disease can highlight the specific features in medical images or patient data that lead to its diagnosis. It's like saying that whether the patient is cancerous or non-cancerous, or the image is cancerous or non-cancerous. Instead of directly just giving this answer, you explain it that okay, from the image, this particular section, if you look at, because of that, I take a decision that it's a cancerous. So with this only, the IBM Watson for oncology uses explainable AI to assist oncologists in diagnosing and treating cancers. The system actually analyzes patient data and medical literature to provide treatment recommendation. And it explains its reasoning by highlighting relevant studies and data points. This transparency helps doctors understand and trust the AI's recommendation, leading to the better patient outcomes. And by making AI decision more transparent, the explainable AI fosters greater trust and acceptance among healthcare professionals and actually in the patients. And it also allows for, if you talk about, for the better validation and verification of AI driven diagnosis. So explainability is much more important whenever you are having a model, building a model, or writing a paper. You need to explain that which was that particular feature on the basis of which you took a decision. Now, this is a very important aspect of AI. If I talk about challenges and issues, it's a case from China, and it's known as China's social credit system. Now, what does it actually means? See, the AI can lead to ethical dilemmas and societal impacts. Like, for example, in this advancement and deployment of AI technology can result in these two concerns, which is if we talk about the ethical and societal, these concerns about privacy, autonomy, fairness, and the potential use of AI system. See, as the AI becomes more integrated into various aspects of life, It is crucial to address these ethical issues to ensure that AI benefits society as a whole. Now, establishing ethical guidelines and policies, that's fine, but it is essential to govern the use of AI. See, these guidelines should ensure that the AI systems are designed and deployed in such a way that the human rights are preserved, promote fairness and prevent harm. If we talk about the case study of the use of AI in surveillance, which is known as China's social credit system. So the China social credit system was a nationwide initiative that aims to monitor and evaluate the behavior of its citizens and the business. So the system collects data from various sources, including financial records, social media activities, footages, to assign score based on trustworthiness. Now, this social credit system rewards or penalizes the individuals and organizations based on their scores. For example, a high score can lead to benefits such as easier access to loans and travel privileges, while low scores can result in restrictions on travel, reduced access to services, and even public shaming was there if the credit score was not good. So the privacy concerns, the system raises significant privacy concerns that it involves extensive surveillance and data collection without the explicit consent from the individuals. The lack of transparency and potential for misuse of personal data are the major ethical challenges over there. Your financial records is your personal thing. Your all the things your personal which was made to train, which was used to train the AI model. We talk about human right implications. The social credit system has been criticized for infringing on human rights, including the right to privacy, freedom of expression, and freedom of movement. For example, the individual who criticizes the government or engage in activities deemed undesirable can be penalized, leading to a chilling effect of free speech. So you are actually kind of putting the all the rules and regulations. If you find somebody has done some harm, means he is not good or he has not done something legal or he has said something against the government, then you have all the rights. They have all the rights, not you. They have all the rights to penalize that. They travel, their accounts may be seized, no loans might be given to them. So all those things, the China has already done this. They did this with the good intentions that it should promote the people who are doing the right thing. But instead of that, the penalization thing was very hectic. Then there is another thing, the when we talk about the legacy. See, integrating AI with the existing system is actually a very challenging task. See, nobody wants to move away from what they are doing. So many organizations have these legacy systems that are deeply embedded their operations. The systems may be outdated, lack interoperability, or have been customized over the years, making it difficult to integrate new AI technologies. The challenges lies in ensuring that AI solution can work seamlessly with these existing system without causing disruption or requiring extensive overhauls. Now, the explanation. To fully leverage the benefits of AI, it is crucial to achieve seamless integration with the legacy systems. This General Electric, which is a multinational, uh, has been at the forefront of adopting AI technologies to enhance its manufacturing processes. The General Electrical factories produce a wide range of products from jet engines to medical devices, and relies on complex and interconnected systems. Now, this General Electrical implemented AI-driven predictive maintenance and optimization solutions across its manufacturing plants. But these AI systems analyze data from sensors and machines to predict equipment failures, optimize production, and improve overall thing. The outcome of this was the integration of AI into General Electrical's manufacturing process has resulted in significant improvement in efficiency and a reduced downtime. See, if beforehand you know that your server is going to crash and you take a decision, that's more perfect. For example, GE's brilliant manufacturing suite, which incorporates AI and IoT technologies, has helped the company achieve up to 20% increase in productivity. And this all this is there in this report which is there. So the system is not always there like that you from the scratch you have to do and build everything. You can also integrate these AI solutions, small solutions in your own system. Now, let's talk about another case study for the energy consumption. Like Google uses AI to optimize energy usages. Now, the thing is, the issue was that AI models, especially large ones, require significant computational powers. And the challenge was to mitigate the environmental and financial costs associated with AI. And it is crucial to develop more energy efficient models. So this involves optimizing algorithms, improving hardware efficiency, and leveraging renewable energy sources. So techniques such as model compression, quantization, and the use of specialized AI chips can actually help reduce energy consumptions without compromising the performance. So we talk about the Google, they operate some of the largest data centers in the world, which power services like Google Search, Gmail, YouTube. All these data centers require significant cooling to maintain optimal operating temperatures and leading to high energy consumption. In 2006, Google partnered with DeepMind to apply AI to optimize the energy usage of its data. Now, by using these algorithms, Google was able to analyze data from thousands of centers within the data center and predict the impact of cooling strategies. So, at every places, if you see, there are concerns and challenges. Some places they come with some benefits, some places they come with some penalizing things. Now, if you talk about the regulatory and the legal issues, the one, if I'm talking about the rapid pace of AI development often outstrips the ability of regulatory bodies to create and implement appropriate legal frameworks. This can lead to regulatory lag, which existing laws are insufficient to address the unique challenges posed by new AI technologies. As AI continues to evolve, it introduces novel ethical, privacy, and security concerns that current regulations may not adequately cover. And the challenge was like developing regulations that effectively protect users while the innovations are being designed, developed, or balanced. And overly restrictive regulations can hinder technological progress and limit the potential benefits of AI. So the goal is to create a regulatory environment that encourages responsible AI development and deployment, ensuring the safety, fairness, and transparency. The GDPR, implemented in May 2018, is a comprehensive data protection law that aims to protect the privacy and personal data of individuals within the European Union, and it actually set strict guidelines for data collection, even processing and storage, and grants individuals significant control over their personal data. So these are the some of the challenges and the techniques which I have discussed till now. See, the thing is the AI, this term, like I said, AI was not the new thing, it was a pretty old thing. But over a period of time, people utilized it to solve their own purpose. For example, if I'm talking about General Electricals, they have optimized it using AI. But the China, he has penalized some people. Even public shaming is being done for people who might have done some mischievous activities. Then the case where the Facebook, the data were leaked. So all these things, when we are talking about artificial intelligence, all these things, all these aspects comes with challenges and issues. So earlier the data was not there. That's why the AI didn't came into the forefront. But later on, this thing happened when the hardware cost went down. People started dumping the data, and once the data were dumped, people started analyzing the data. And in that analysis and prediction, it was found that your private data or the your privacy was compromised. So with this, I'll stop. If you have any queries or concerns, you can ask. We still have 6 minutes, 8 minutes, sorry. Please, if you have any queries or any concerns, just drop me message. Any queries?
Participants, if you have any queries, please ask